I'm back. I had a request from a fellow YouTuber, wanted to see my broken doves and whole, and I told him I didn't own but 3 complete ones. This is the only one, the only piece of one that I owned up until 2012, and all the rest of these came since 2012. And real heavily ground, real steeply beveled. It's just shorty, just been used up. Probably would have been a much longer point at one time. And then here's one that came from another field last year. Of course, most all I've got's broken. But all of them nearly, well, I say all of them, most of them have bevels, which is pretty much common with the dovetails. And I believe these 2 right here are dovetails. It may be debatable, but I believe that the dovetail folk, just like any other folk, they needed hafted scrapers, and I believe these 2 were actually made by the dovetail folk. These bases on these 2 are ground. Of course, you've seen me find both of these this year. I didn't get this one on video, but I just found it yesterday. But both of these got real heavily ground bases. Again, I don't think this one was a broken dovetail. I believe it was actually a piece of material that they chose to make a hafted scraper out of. Now this one right here is it's debatable. I found it last year, and but it has all the characteristics of a dovetail, other than outside of the bevel. And this is quite a bit thinner than some of the dovetails where it has the bevels, but it's early archaic. It's got all the bold flaking, fine edge work, and I've noticed that most of the early stuff that I find is made out of the better materials. Let me show you one I found yesterday. This one right here. You can see those notches, and those notches are identical to those notches. And that indented base is like that nearly, except a little bit more indented. So that one is debatable, but I don't know what else to call it. I called it a thieves when I found it. It's in that cluster of points though. And then most of you have seen this. This is the best one, in my opinion, that I own. It's 2013 find. Most of you have seen it. I don't mind showing it again. Made out of Dover flint. It's banded. Just real fine workmanship overall. I'm calling it a G10, 4 11/16. And then all these. Yeah. Okay. I was interrupted. All these came from the dovetail field. That's its namesake. I think the first one I found was this one. I was sick over it being broken, and still am. I hate when any of them's broken. been real nice. That one was found in 2012. This one was found in 2013. And it's pretty mangled, but I'm satisfied that's what that was. Based on the flaking of it, the workmanship, and the material choice. Some of the finest material is what they chose, those early folks did. I heard Brooksy say that once, and I never paid no whole lot of attention to that, but I've noticed that more times than not, the early people used the best grade of material that they could find. This one I think was found in 2013. Of course, all dovetails are not created equal, as you can see. Although I do believe the early folks had much more pride as far as what they napped. But that's not to say that they were flawless. This one's got some translucency to it. I found that one this spring there at the Dovetail field, and I found this one this spring at the Dovetail field. And of course I found this one yesterday. It's a real nice piece of chert of some sort. Don't know exactly what it is. I believe it's Harrodsburg chert. That would be Fort Payne right there. And this one right here is Fort Payne. That's a beautiful piece right there. I found this one in 2012. It's probably a G9. It's got a few little nicks right there along that blade edge that are modern. You can see them. But all in all, it's sweetly beveled, real heavily ground. That's the indented base style. But again, it's got the bold percussion scars and then real fine edge work on it. That's an attractive piece of material too. But that's them. For you that primarily wanted to see the Dovetail collection, that's a meager collection, I know, probably compared to a lot of people. But to have only found that one up until prior to 2012, I can't really complain. My day was coming, I guess. I think I mentioned, I can't remember how many I told you I'd found at the Dovetail field. Broken, but only one was complete. Of course, you can see it. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I found 7 in the last 3 years. So that's my go-to field for my hopes of finding another killer dovetail sometime. Of course, you can't rule out the old stomping grounds. You're able to find anything there anytime. Be right there. Okay. Dinner bell's calling. I must go. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I still think that's a dovetail. Or Thebes. It's killer. I know that.